Yes, come in.
Hi, I'm Casey. I'm going to be your nurse today. I'm providing patient privacy. I'm also washing my hands. Can I go ahead and get your first and last name?
Adriana Moore.
And can I get your date of birth?
July 2nd, 1990.
Awesome. So we're going to go ahead and do a neuro and a muscular assessment on you today. So the first thing we're going to do, first thing I see when I come into my patient's room is I'm checking her appearance. She's well groomed, she's clean. Her effects is that she's paying attention to me, she's got good eye contact, she's alert and oriented to what I am doing in the room and to what I'm asking her. Can you go ahead and give me the month and the year?
December 2019.
Perfect. So my patient is alert and oriented, and I'm also observing her speech throughout this process. Her speech is clear, and it's steady, and it's clear and fluid. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to check for you is your musculoskeletal. So I'm going to go ahead and be checking your joints. So first thing I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you, sorry. I'm going to have you go ahead and put your head up and down. And then can you put it from side to side? Perfect. And then I'm also going to check her abduction. And while I'm doing this, I'm right here at her shoulder. And I'm going to do it on the other side. Awesome. And then we're going to go ahead and do the flexion. So go ahead and flex for me. Perfect. And flex. Awesome. I'm also going to have my patient extend out her leg. Awesome. And extend this leg. Perfect. And then we're going to have her do rotation of her ankle. Awesome. I'm also going to, while I did these, I did not find any crepitus in any of her joints, and this is a normal finding in a healthy patient. I'm also going to do hand strength. And go ahead and squeeze my hand as hard as you can. So she squeezed them really hard. She's going to get a 5 rating on this. That means that that's a normal finding for a healthy individual. We're also going to do a dorsiflexion and a plantar flexion. So I'm putting resistance on her toes and she's going up against it. Perfect. And a plantar. She's going against it. This is also going to get a 5 rating as well, which is a normal finding in a healthy patient. I'm also looking at my patient's posture. Her posture is erect. She's got erect posture and she's sitting in a forward position. And this concludes the musculoskeletal for me. So now I'm going to my sensory. And so for my sensory, I'm going to do a sharp and dull test. So this is going to be the sharp feeling. This is going to be the dull feeling. I'm going to do this to my patient with her eyes closed. So can you go ahead and close your eyes? I'm going to do her upper extremity first. What feeling?
Sharp.
Okay. What feeling?
Dull.
Perfect. And then I'm going to do her lower extremity. What feeling?
Sharp.
What
Dull.
feeling? Perfect. I would do this bilaterally to my patient so I could compare both sides of her body. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a graphesthesia test. Graphesthesia test. So she's going to close her eyes and I'm going to make a shape in your hand. And can you tell me what shape it is?
A circle.
That is a circle, correct. So her graphesthesia test passed and she was able to tell me the circle. The next thing I'm going to do is a stereo noses test. So I'm going to have my patient close her eyes, hold out her hand. I'm going to put an object in her hand, have her close it. Can you tell me what the object is?
A pen.
Perfect. So the patient got that right. It was a pen. So this concludes that all sensories are intact. All sensory functions are intact for my patient. Next, we're going to go to my cerebrum test. So for this, the first thing we're going to start out with is an eye to finger test, or a nose to finger test. Can you go ahead and put your finger to your nose? And then I'm going to have you touch my finger. Perfect. Go back to your nose. And just follow my finger. Awesome. Perfect. Awesome. All right, and then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do a supination and prone. So you're going to put it on your thighs and go as fast as you can. Awesome. So my patient is able to do that without any difficulty. She doesn't have any pausation in her movements, and she doesn't have difficulty performing that task. Next thing we're going to do is a Romberg's test. So if you go ahead and stand up for me. So the Romberg's test is done for 30 seconds. And it's done with her eyes closed. So she's going to go ahead and close her eyes. And I'm going to look for any swaying. There's no swaying at all. So my patient is doing a good Romberg's test. We're also going to check my patient's gait. So I'm going to have you start from here. And can you walk directly to that vacuum over there? Perfect. And then come back around. Awesome. So I'm looking at my patient's gait. Her gait is even and steady. She also has contralateral movement from her arms to her legs, which is an expected finding in a healthy patient. We're also going to do a heel test where my patient walks on her heels across the room. Awesome. And can you come back towards me? Perfect. So my patient was able to perform her heel test. We're also going to do a toe test where she walks on her toes across the room. Perfect. So my patient, her gait during these tests were evenly coordinated. She wasn't staggering, and she also had good arm movement with that as well. I'm going to have you sit back down for me, and can you sit in this big chair now? So now we're going to do our reflexes test. The first thing we're going to be assessing for is her biceps. So I'm going to have her just kind of relax right there for me, and I'm going to tap. Perfect. So that would be a two grading. And then we're also going to do her brachioradial. Here, I'm going to do it this side. Perfect. So that was a 2 rating as well. We're going to do a tricep test. So go ahead and relax. Awesome. So that was a 2 rating as well. I feel like I really hate you. I'm sorry. And then we're also going to do a patellar test. So you could try to get your legs off the ground.
I think I can do it here.
Oh, cool. Perfect.
Oh, do you want to tilt?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Like that?
Yeah, put it against it. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Nice. Okay. So now we're doing this one. So we're going to go ahead and... Perfect. So that'd be a 2+. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
And then, so that was our patella, and then we're also going to do our Achilles test as well. Okay. All right. Normally we would see a 0 on that test. Or no, that's a 2. That's a 2 as well, which is an expected finding reflex for our patient. And then we're also going to do a Basinski's test. So, take my patient's sock off. And then I would start at the bottom of her foot and go up. She did not spread her toes at all during this, so this is a normal finding to not have any flexing of the toes or spreading of them. This sums up my neuro and muscular exam. So I would go ahead and perform hand hygiene, and I would open my patient's privacy, and she'd be all ready to go.